Public support for the BBC here in the UK is crumbling at quite the rate. A rate that really is quite astonishing and shows you the level of systematic failure at the heart of the BBC. And before I get into these latest damning statistics, I think this story highlights again why channels like this, Maya Tuzi, a myriad of others on YouTube really are increasingly important. So please subscribe to this channel, subscribe to similar channels, hit the bell notification so we can provide you with that alternative to mainstream media that the British public clearly want. And as I say, no wonder campaigns like Defund the BBC have skyrocketed in popularity so very quickly when you look at these latest damning statistics. Now, I'll be interested to see if you see these reported on TV at all. But this is a Times story today. Nearly half of Brits think that the BBC no longer represents their values amid declining levels of trust in the broadcaster, particularly outside of London. Of course, all the way through the Brexit referendum, we saw a very London-centric commentariat completely at odds with mainstream public opinion on issue after issue after issue. And it's clear that the BBC is a big part of that now. Frankly, if you're anyone working at the BBC, these latest findings, and there have been many others I'll talk about as well, should be sending alarm bells. The question is anyone listening? Has anyone noticed any difference in the BBC's output lately? Let me know. But half of Brits feel the BBC does not share their values, the Times report, amid declining levels of trust in the broadcaster. And this is research for the Times. In the past year, a third of the public, this is just in the past year alone, say that the values of the BBC had become less like theirs amid controversy over its coverage of Brexit and other issues. Only 33% now believe that it represents their standpoint. And let's go through these statistics here. Again, I'll be very surprised if you see these reported on TV at all, but they're pretty damn dramatic. So this is the Times, in the Times story, the source being YouGov, polling firm YouGov. Question: how well or badly do you think the BBC represents your values? Fairly well, just 29%, pretty damn dismal. Fairly badly, 17%. Very badly, 27%. And don't know, 23%. But this is the one that really caught my eye. Over the last year, so this is literally just asking people about in the last 12 months, do you think the values the BBC's represents have become more like mine? 4%. So just 4% of Brits have said that in the last year, the BBC's values have become more like mine. When it comes to becoming less like mine, a third of the country in the past year think that the BBC's values have become less like theirs. 40% saying haven't really changed. 24% saying don't know. But just contrast that. 4% saying in the last year the BBC's values have become more like mine. 33% saying in the last 12 months the BBC's values have become less like mine. Now, the Times story also mentions the report that went predictably under the radar. It was an Ofcom report. As the Times say, it found the BBC was seen as the least impartial public service broadcaster, below ITV, Channel 4, Sky News, Channel 5. And as I pointed out at the time in that Ofcom report, again, this is why channels like this are important, because this Ofcom report got virtually no coverage. And some of the findings in it, again, were very startling. For instance, it did find that the BBC is now perceived to be less impartial than ITV, Sky, Channel 4, Channel 5. And it found that fewer than half of working class Brits now say the BBC provides impartial news. This situation is not sustainable. To have a BBC licence fee where the Ofcom report found that the BBC's impartiality score that they got in it was down to 58%, lower than every other channel included when you asked Brits their views on whether they thought channels were impartial or not. By comparison, Sky scored 69% versus 58%. That's how they were ranked according to impartiality by Brits that were asked in the latest Ofcom report. And now fewer than half, that's 49% in this Ofcom report, of working class Brits now say the BBC provides impartial news. 60% of middle class Brits saying the same. The Times report today goes on to say that new research that's out today by YouGov found 44% of the public thought that the BBC represented their values badly. This was particularly true of older people, with 48% saying that the BBC did not adequately represent their views. In the north of England, it was 51% and Scotland 47%. Among those who voted for Brexit, 58% of those who voted for Brexit were unhappy with the overall stance of the corporation, reports The Times. Now, one of those highlighting this story today, and as I said, I think they'll be few and far between. I doubt you'll see much coverage of this on TV or anything like that. Nick Dubois tweeting out, "Well done, BBC. For years, you've been talking and producing content that you, not your audience, want to see and listen. Self-destruction by any other name." And just highlighting the Times headline there, half of Brits feel the BBC does not share their values. One of those who's consistently pointed out the BBC's failings is the former Labour MP, Kate Hoey, who recently tweeted, "Will BBC News ever do any positive reporting of the UK leaving the EU? Just negative, negative, negative. Is it any wonder defund the BBC is taking off? Why should we pay a licence fee for the BBC when we can watch other news channels?" And I've got to say, I didn't watch any of the mainstream media coverage of the end of the transition period, but from the clips I've seen, it was predictably downbeat, predictably miserable, and I think, frankly, we've had enough of this now. Defund the BBC campaign has risen in spectacular fashion, and the future of the BBC licence fee, hopefully, it won't be around for too much longer. Although we did see recently that the government stance has gone from decriminalising the BBC licence fee sooner rather than later to apparently not on the agenda any time soon. One thing's for sure, guys, as I said at the top of this, the alternatives now that myself and Maya Toosey and lots of other people, Jeff Taylor's another one I know you guys watch, Alex Belfield's been mentioned in the comments, Andre Walker, the alternatives that are out there now are clearly badly needed. And anyone that tries to paint this collapse in public support for the BBC and the content that they're churning out, anyone that tries to paint that out as being some sort of niche concern needs to have a long, hard look at themselves, because the research, the figures, the facts, the statistics show now that the public support for the BBC is collapsing. Just how much longer can the BBC licence fee go on for? Let me know what you make of all of this in the comments below, guys. And don't worry, there's going to be a lot more, as I've said before, from me on this channel, and I should have an announcement soon on quite a major new development that I'm very excited about indeed. So guys, as ever, thanks for watching. If you appreciate what I do here on the channel, do give this video a big thumbs up there. Would really appreciate that. And of course, if you want to support my work here on the channel, hit the join button below. See the link in the top pinned comment. You get the members badge next to your name. And of course, as ever, thanks for watching.